Hello, my name is Hannah Goldthwait, and I am a student at Grand Canyon University taking a course in social justice for educators. This is my reflection on cultural competency as an educator. To me, being a culturally competent educator means accepting and understanding the diversity of your students. Each child that comes across your door into your classroom has their own unique story, their own identity that encompasses their own culture and their experiences that define who they are. To be culturally competent means to strive to understand what makes your students who they are and accept them for that. Additionally, to be culturally competent means exposing your students to a wide variety of cultures around the world and focusing on all aspects of the history and including materials that are diverse as well. On the cultural competency continuum chart, I believe that I am a 5 on the cultural competence level. I strive to be inclusive and understanding of differences and work to create a safe and welcoming environment for others around me. I have not had a lot of experience with diversity as an educator so far, but I have had experience with diversity growing up. I was raised in a Central Texan community with a lot of Mexican and Mexican American students learning English as a second language, as well as African American students and other cultures as well. I do not believe that I was adequately taught how to accept and understand others' cultures. I was taught colorblindness and to not see a difference, but the truth is that other cultures are vastly different from my own, and that's what makes everyone unique and makes their identities beautiful. So now as an adult, I am learning every day about how to value everyone's identity. As an educator, I hope to improve my cultural competence and create a safe and welcoming classroom environment for all of my students. I also believe that family communication and involvement is important as well to the success of my students. I hope to reach out to families and do whatever I can to help them be involved in the classroom and make whatever accommodations I can to help them do that. From my understanding and the way the chart explains cultural competency and of my reflection of myself, one way to further my cultural competence is not only expressing my commitment to valuing diversity, but putting those words into action by creating a plan to understand cultural competence and value others' diversity. Another way to deepen my cultural competency is by correcting some of the scars from how I was raised in my culture. I am much more aware of my personal biases as well as my implicit biases. I work to correct those feelings towards others and eliminate judgment. I also plan to stay educated on current topics to remain relevant and enhance my understanding of the cultures of my students and my communities. I plan on working to understand my students at a personal level so that I know what creates their identity and their culture. Finally, my experiences will help to aid in teaching other educators and my students how to be culturally competent by creating a diverse curriculum and providing diverse materials in my classroom. To further my cultural competency as an educator, I plan to take in advice from those who have come before me. I follow a lot of teachers and social media platforms that strive to educate other educators on diversifying the classroom and that also teach inclusion and understanding. TED.com also has a plethora of videos and TED Talks that discuss how to make your classroom environment more diverse and inclusive to your students in understanding diversity. One of the first steps I will take to have a culturally inclusive classroom is to learn about my students from the day they enter my room. That means ensuring that I understand how to correctly say their names, and if they do not speak English, that I make whatever accommodations to both understand them and their needs, but also that they understand me. I will get to know them on a personal level by understanding what they want to share about their families and cultures, and allow them time to share this with the classroom as a whole if they choose to do so. I will also reach out as much as I can to families to ensure that they are connected and if they have any needs that I can help with. My desired age group to work with is early education, such as pre-K or kindergarten classrooms. So I will make sure that I have a diverse reading material, pictures on the wall, and objects for students to learn and discover from all cultures throughout the world. I want them to see their culture represented in the classroom and feel seen and heard. Respect and understanding are the most important things to me, and I want to make sure that my students feel that, even if their culture's ideals do not align with mine. I will do what I can to learn and educate myself to better understand why their ideals are what they are, so that we can see eye to eye and have mutual respect and understanding of one another.